Hello everyone, and thanks for coming back to the channel. It is a Thanksgiving holiday here in the US, and many people here in the US are celebrating, but I bet there are some friends not in the US also celebrating, whether they're US people or not. And instead of starting with what I think is probably very traditional out there on YouTube right now is the Banggood sales, which they probably are the global leader in selling stuff because they sell stuff all over the globe, whereas most of our other resellers are, continental based. They serve a continent. But I want to point out a few things. Phoenix 3D has got a big sale going on. 20% off. You don't need a special link or a code. If you do, I'll have that down in the video description. Tomo Quads, he has got a sale going on as well. I just did the Baby Evo 2. So maybe if you want to pick up that frame, or maybe the slingshot or the chopstick or anything else he's got over there, there are some links down in the video description over to his site and a code that you could use to save yourself a little cash. There's also a few things from an Amazon seller that I've got links down below, and I'll copy and paste this stuff. You'll have to click the show more and drill way down to see everything you want to see. But I want to bring a few more of these things. Even if you don't think there's a sale, a place like RotorGeeks, check them out. You never know what they got. And unfortunately, if you're not on Facebook, you probably haven't seen these things. And that's kind of the reason why I'm bringing this video out, is that even if you don't like to shop at Banggood, I'd like to be able to at least help you save a little money. Maybe you can spend a little bit more on your family when the Christmas season comes around because you'll already have all your quad stuff that you want to have. A couple more before we go on. Caddx FPV, they've got a sale going on. That's direct from Caddx, so watch your shipping. And I should say, when it comes to all the sales that you might see or list, just because it says sale doesn't mean the price went down. It's something I see that's a retail trick, it seems like. I was never in retail sales, but you put sale, you put a red marker or something that's eye-catching, and it says sale, and you think, oh, I'm going to save money, and oh, that fits my price or my budget. And sometimes it's actually the same as it's been, or it's even a little bit more. So make sure you're not just buying because of the rush to get the sale price. Good Venture Drones here in the US, go ahead and check them out. They have sales on as well. If you're looking at the if you're looking at the Racer X Twig, the Mutant XL, they have that as well. Phoenix 3D is the primary reseller, but if Phoenix 3D runs out of stock, maybe you want to hit Good Venture Drones to get your Mutant XL. And for our friends in Germany or others that might want to shop with Amax, they have a big sale going on as well. This isn't just a US thing. Foxeer, there's another one. They've got sales going on. AirBladeUAV out of Canada, they've got a big sale going on. And Diatone, they've also got a 12% off. I think it's everything on their shop. I'll have images on the screen if there's coupon codes, and if I forget to do that, and I'll put text links down in the video description below so that you'd be sure to be able to include those in your shopping cart if you happen to be making any purchases. Now, probably the big sale is Banggood. They've got all that stock, all that access to all these parts that are all made in China. But I want to bring your attention to a couple things. They've got the Tyro series out there. Some of them haven't launched yet. Matter of fact, where'd it go? I think this is the 89 that just came in tonight. DHL threw it on the... Yeah, it says right there. Tyro 89. So it's for certain. It's a kit. But if you want to get in on that sort of thing, it's listed in the spreadsheet that I'll have linked down below. Again, make sure you're paying attention to times and dates of these sales, because not everything is going to last. If you're watching this closer into December, the sale might already be over, or they might be limited quantity. Banggood does that a lot to kind of create that stir that makes us want to jump and click the buy, or we might miss out. But if you're shopping, there are things to look at. We've got the XING 5. I hear that's very good. I've had actually a few people ask me if I was going to get one because it was so inexpensive, want me to fly it around in the backyard. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want to hurt myself or anyone else. The Tiny Hawk Freestyle, that one's on sale as well. A trash can, this XING Sin B, if you're into high definition, things of that nature. And probably the one that's most special, and you might be able to see it if I can move out of the way. It's hanging right there. You can't really make it out. Is the ER349. That thing is a 3-inch beast, and I think, if I'm seeing this correctly, that is coming in at like $127. That's really hard to beat. It's got a TBS Unify VTX in it. It's got powerful motors, gem fan props. I think it had a run camera in it, but I might be wrong about that. Check it out. That's one of my favorites. In this list, that is the one that I can recommend, that if you are looking for a 3-incher, that's the one to get. But unfortunately, as I dig a little deeper, what's essentially the same, I think, The Diatone GT R349, which just doesn't have that Ishin label on there, it's only $111. But I bet you those are limited quantity, so check them out, see who's actually got stock. Make sure when you click the buy button that the price stays as expected. That's something else to pay close attention to, because you sure don't want to get duped or tricked, and sometimes retailers will play some tricks in order to take a little bit of money out of our wallets. In the section that's blue down there, they've got a certain selection of parts. You've got some Mamba flight stacks, which are flight stacks that I like quite a bit. They've also got a ready to fly, I think, listed in the parts section. The GNB Phantom, it's kind of a toothpick-ish, whatever, and it's coming in around $110. So if you're looking at that and you might want to be looking to make your purchase, they've also got motors and parts. The one motor that kind of drew my attention, I've actually already got. I think I must have put those in the motor box over there. They're the RNC 1204 motors. I haven't tested those yet. They're pink and blue, but I have a set, and as time allows, when I'm not doing this sort of thing, I'm going to run them out back and see how they perform. I'm a little bit worried about the efficiency. That's always that balance that we're trying to strike between power, even throttle control is another one I'm looking for, and efficiency. Can I get more than a 2.5 minute flight time? That's kind of my goal, because that's your goal. That's what I'm hearing in the comment section. If it comes in below 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that oftentimes that's a no-go for many people. Some people might not be offended, but they're not letting me know. So I shoot for a 3 minute or at least a 2 minute and 30+ second flight in my typical style. That seems to be kind of a fair efficiency point that everybody seems to enjoy. They've also got goggles down in there. They've got some budget goggles. The EV800Ds are down there. I've got those, the front end side right over here. I use that pretty consistently. Not to fly, but for here on the desk. You know that I like the SkyZone 030 goggles. Those are also on sale. I understand Fat Shark just released their HDO2s and people are raving about those. I haven't tried them yet. I suspect they're just as good as everyone says, but price point matters. You know, if you have the budget, you always spend the most you can. Maybe you don't have that much, and these SkyZone goggles, the ones I prefer as of right now, they are on sale under that $400 price marker. There's a whole list of things. I don't want to draw this out. They've also got parts, transmitter parts, things of that nature. If you're buying a radio or transmitter, do be aware that the new FR Sky radios that have the is it the access protocol on it, the new protocol, whatever that happens to be, it's escaping me in the moment whether I'm certain or not. That one doesn't have the ability natively to bind in D8 mode, which many of our ready to flies come in D8 mode. So it's something I want you to be certain you know what you're getting into. You can do it, but it requires an external module, something like this, that you would then connect to your radio. You oftentimes, because of the firmware that's on it, will also have to flash the firmware. So that's something you need to be prepared for if you're buying a new radio and you plan to fly micros that have built-in receivers, because almost uniformly they're always D8. Otherwise, you need to plan on buying the ready to flies without a receiver and add your own in it, and then you'll be fine binding in D16 with an XM Plus or an RXSR. But I wanted to share some of those sales with you, some of the things that I kind of endorse, and I also wanted to mention that don't just stick all your money over to Banggood. We have a lot of vendors here in the US and various other places, and I tried to highlight some of those so that you know wherever your location is, there might be a Thanksgiving Day sale going on near you. Other people call it Black Friday. I think of it as Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's one of my favorites because we all sit around the table and we eat. And I like to do some eating. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, please let me know in that section down below. I appreciate your time. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there celebrating. And thanks for watching.